2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, and welcome. This is Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. A number of storylines emerging as the season gets into full swing. Tonight, we'll see the Los Angeles Clippers as they play against the New Orleans Pelicans at Smoothie King Center. Well, for New Orleans, they need some wins to start adding up here in a hurry. More or less half the season behind us, and they are still struggling to prove they can contend. And we get to see the Brow in action tonight. Scary that it's still so early in his career. Kenny, just how good can Anthony Davis get?
Well, he's
Look
dominant.
at that brow you got right there.
Oh,
Whoa,
I have a double brow.
Man, that thing has a
duo
taken on
brow?
a life
I have
of
a
its
double
own.
brow. I have a
Duo brow.
Yeah, yeah. It does.
weighs about 14 pounds.
It's
doesn't
thick,
it?
though. It's thick, but it's a duo.
Anyway, AD.
Well, anyway, he's dominant in almost every aspect of the game. A big guy who can handle the ball. He can run the floor. He can shoot jump shots. He can defend. And he's a force anywhere you put him.
I want to see how smart you guys are.
Okay.
If he was a reptile, which reptile would he be?
Oh, a raptor.
Ernie?
If he were a reptile,
What would he be?
he'd be,
Taking too long, Ernie. He'd be a versatilian.
Ooh.
Team should be nervous of what he can do in 3 years. You like that? Versatilian.
That
like
is.
that.
I'm surprised that you've waited this long to break that one out. A
Yeah.
versatilian.
Dr. O'Neal, baby.
Yeah. Okay.
Amphibious.
Kevin Harlan, it's all yours.
New Orleans, land of the Pelicans, in a fine Western Conference battle at the New Orleans Arena. Along with Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and our sideline reporter David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Today's game marks the continuation of the Clippers' road schedule, winning their last 3 games. They'd like to make that 4 in a row here tonight.
And to say these guys are hot right now would be putting it mildly. They've come into this game playing arguably the best basketball of anybody in the league.
Yeah, the system and their execution, everything for them has been in sync.
And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge on the sideline. David?
Well, guys, you remember that Anthony Davis had a growth spurt in high school that took him from a 6'2" guard to a 6'10" big man. Now, he remembered telling his mother, I can't fit in my bed, I can't fit in my shoes, I can't fit in these jeans you brought me. And her saying, I just bought those 3 weeks ago. Kevin?
It's all paid off in the long run, though. Thanks, DA. When the super teams are dominant game after game, some people are going to ask, what's the point of even playing a game like this?
Well, in the regular season, I hear that all the time, and I sort of laugh at it because this is what the season is about.
Sure.
82-game grind, having competition not only with opponents, but within yourself, within your team, battling for minutes. And we understand that a lot of these teams are built to win in the postseason. The regular season doesn't mean much for them. They're going to qualify for the playoffs, but there are other teams in this league, Kevin, trying to fight to improve. And on nights where you have opportunities to play against that kind of dominant team, a coach can say, see the potential, see what is possible. We just saw it here tonight.
And take some personal pride in your performance.
No doubt about it. And you can stack yourself up against these super teams that roll into your arena to find out exactly where you are. And sometimes winning a game like that for a coaching staff, they can say, let's use this momentum to build on it. We just beat one of the better teams in the league. So psychologically, it works in a lot of ways during a regular season.
And the Clippers starting 5. Beverly and Gallinari filling out the perimeter. Ivica Zubac is out there with Harrell, and it's Gilgeous Alexander in at the 1 spot. Johnson, and the basket is good.
Not sure you can ask for a better look. He can make those shots while sleeping.
We're about 1 minute into the first. Passes to Harrell. Here's Gilgeous Alexander, covered by Payton. Here's Harrell. The pass to Beverly. Just 5 to shoot. Over Randall. Off the left rim and out. Pass to Holiday. Releases from 15. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
And that was an easy one there, just a missed opportunity.
And sometimes everything can go right, but the shot doesn't go down. Nothing there is automatic.
The Pelicans have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Johnson finds Davis, and the rejection by Zubac. They get it back. Bucket is good. Davis has got his second bucket tonight. For Los Angeles, they've gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Throws it up high, and Harrell slams it in.
And the pass there floated it up to the precise spot it needed to be.
And no messing around on the finish. He powers it through. And that unleashed chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. New Orleans shooting their first free throw of the evening.
And on the season, you know, they're hitting about 76%, which is a decent rate.
And so he hits the technical free throw.
Well, AD, such a soft-spoken guy. He does a lot of work in the offseason to improve every facet of his game, and then steps in with tremendous confidence every season to show off all the hard work that he's put in.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Green, he's checked in for Zubac. Chandler comes in for Patrick Beverly. Lou Williams is subbed in for Gilgeous Alexander. Williams can't get it to go.
And 1 for 5 is a tough way to start the game, Kevin. They got to get it going.
Chandler outside. Kicks it to Green. Williams against Payton. No good with the wing jumper.
And the defense is just not very aggressive. Definitely fortunate that the mid-range jumper did not find the bottom of the net that time.
And they get it back. And it's slammed in by Davis.
And you can see the lower body strength from AD right there. Able to take contact, get fouled, and still get the shot to go.
This is his second trip to the free throw line.
And he buried a bunch of shots from the stripe in that last game.
Looking who's out there now for the Pelicans. Miller's checked in for Johnson. Etuan Moore comes in for Drew Holiday. And Ian Clark subbed in for Payton. That one misses for Davis. And Anthony Davis, a great defender by most measurements. But, you know, Brent, some feel his defensive development has plateaued the last few years.
He still gets a lot of blocks, over 2 a game for his entire career thus far, and he doesn't have the same impact that he once did. But you know, guys are shooting a lot more three-point shots, Kevin. So if you can find a way for AD to get from the lane out to a Steph Curry 28-footer, Alvin Gentry's listening.
Robinson's checked in for Los Angeles, and the Clippers decide to take their first time out here.
Yeah, you know, some of it's shot selection, some just bad luck, and they just can't get anything going.
Well, coming out of the timeout, let's see if they go for the outside shot or if they look to go inside, try to build some confidence by seeing that ball go in.
And a chance here to see the numbers for Davis. Over the last month, he has been spectacular. 4th in blocks, 8th in rebounding, and he sits in the top 15 in points per game. An absolute powerhouse offensively.
And yeah, he's been a brutal shot blocker all season long. As you said, top 5 in the league. He's a dangerous force to face inside. And so it's New Orleans with it. And Moore kicks to Davis. With the floater, whistle blows if that's going to be a travel. And now a quick look at some very potent men in the middle lately. Highest scoring big men in the past 10 games. Anthony Davis is second.
That's as scary a collection of big men as you'd want to see. I mean, game planning for any of them is a challenge because you know how much defensive attention you're going to have to devote to them.
Well, you're building a team. The foundation starts here. Big men who can dominate a game offensively in the low post. Every franchise would like to have one, and this is the cream of the crop.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Williams. Some changes for New Orleans. Okafor comes in for Davis, and Diallo subbed in for Julius Randle. And so Miller will bring it up for New Orleans. It's a 5-point game. Okafor, the pass to Clark. It's stolen by Green. It's hauled in by Diallo. For New Orleans, their last game a loss to Charlotte. Williams with the steal. To the paint. Here's Green. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
You know, we talk so much about accurate shooting. Sometimes accurate passing can lead to great shooting. You saw it there.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
At 72% at the line this season, he has yet to set himself apart in that department.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Temple's checked in. And Green no good on that one. Hard to believe, isn't it, that a few years ago the direction for this Pelicans team was uncertain.
Yeah, and I like the fact that Alvin Gentry has found his way to put his imprint on this team. A lot of people not sure of how and if he could do that. He certainly has. It took some time to get those ideas in place, and the offense was never a problem with this group, especially with the way that Drew Holiday had such a huge year. It's going to be about some defense and some depth for them to push it a little bit further this season. Right now he's just out of sync. A lot of shots rimming out, and he's got to try to find something different.
Chandler with the steal. Williams finds Green, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams.
That's some good interior passing, and that's how you move it on the inside.
New Orleans in the lead. Moore outside. And he lays it straight in.
Well, that's speed shown from each one. More good handles, and he glides right through the defense.
Last outing for the Clippers, they won that game against Dallas. Williams looking over the floor. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Got to give a ton of credit to the screener there. That was a perfect pick to give his teammate the space to knock down the shot.
You know, there are certain players who just seem to have a knack for putting the ball in the basket. Lou Williams is in that category.
And it's tied up with that one. And Lou Williams, not the biggest, not the most athletic, but Greggy finds ways to score.
Yeah, you know, whether he's creating space or creating contact, very few play that cat and mouse game better than Lou Williams. And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Inside, it's tipped. Okafor with the steal. And it's Miller penetrating. Down low. There's Diallo. The Pelicans have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today. That free throw good from Diallo.
This roster for the Clippers is in transition, no doubt about it. You think of the franchise's history, plenty of dysfunction, but over the last 5 or 6 years, they've been the best team in LA. Now it's a time for them to reset, try to find some new stars to carry it forward.
Here's Temple, covered by Miller. Temple can't get it to go. And there's the call on Garrett Temple. That is his first foul of the game. Pelicans leading by 4. And Brent, you look at the Clippers ownership group, the front office, the coaching staff. It's a different story now from days past, isn't it?
Well, it just feels a little bit more stable. It just feels like they want to compete at the highest level, and they will do the things necessary to commit to winning. And we've seen that happen pretty quickly for the Clippers.
Now here is Miller. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Clippers trail by 4. Here's Chandler. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
They did not throw Chandler off his route that time. Even when you get physical with him, he's staying after it.
To the left side wing. Here's Diallo. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Pelicans lead by 4.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Green dishes to Williams. And he banks in the layup. Williams has got 5 now.
Such a dynamic scorer, inside, outside, it really doesn't matter. Lou Williams is a huge threat to score, especially coming off the bench.
Now here's Moore. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Hornets in Charlotte.
The other part of his game was the outstanding D. Shot blocking is a huge momentum shifter, and his 2 blocks really turned the game in their team's favor.
And here is Los Angeles now. The Pelicans make their last shot. Here's Williams. It's hauled in by Diallo.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Moore. And it's New Orleans scoring again.
Yeah, off to a strong start here early. 6 points off second chance buckets.
Chandler scanning the floor. Moore with the steal. And that one's good by Clark. And it's an 8-point Pelican lead.
And loving the hustle here early. I mean, they struck first on the offensive glass.
Los Angeles calls timeout. They want to keep it rolling here following the win against Dallas.
I tell you what, how efficient they were at scoring the basketball, especially for an away game, that was impressive.
Yeah, it was almost robotic, Greg, in this one. They filtered out all the noise and came in razor-sharp precision on the offensive end.
New Orleans making some changes here. Johnson, he's checked in for Darius Miller. Holiday comes in for Ejuan Moore. And it's Payton in for Ian Clark. Here's Temple. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Outside Williams. That 3 off the mark.
And extending the D there, putting a lot of pressure on the shooter.
Yeah, I think coaches right here are always talking about the extra pass. And a contested 3 is not your objective. One more, maybe.
Basket good. Williams has got 7 points.
And that's how you set up your teammates. Done with a little bit of flair.
And so Payton will bring it up for the New Orleans Pelicans. 6-point lead. He kicks to Okafor. That one misses. Great D that time from Green.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game. Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot.
Well, many people had some high expectations for Elfrid Payton when he was drafted 10th in 2014. His offensive game has come along nicely. He sees the floor. He scores on the inside. I don't think he'll ever be a perimeter threat. And defensively, he could be a little bit more active.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Davis is checked in for Okafor, and Randall subbed in for Shaq Diallo. And Brent, as you mentioned, as good as Payton has made himself with the ball in his hands, his defense is holding him back.
Yeah, and some of those areas of weakness are easily addressed. You just can't get yourself out of position by overthinking possessions or gambling too much. It's just not a good way to go. So as much as you're the lead guard with the ball, sometimes defensively as a lead guard you can set the tone for a defensive possession. Payton needs to learn that.
That's good from Williams.
Lou Williams, and that wisdom gives a boost to the confidence of the entire team. Someone the younger guys look up to.
Now here's Johnson. He's coming off a 10-point game against Charlotte. Loads it up for Davis, and it's Davis finishing it off.
And when AD takes off from the ground for alley-oops like this one, it really demoralizes the opponent.
And it's Green missing. New Orleans leading by 5, and JaMychal Green picks up the foul. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. There's so many great point guards in the league right now, Brent. Which of them do you think does the best job of running the pick and roll?
I think Chris Paul still heads up the top of my list for pick and roll operators. He's so devastating and has been for his entire career. in the mid-range, just settling it at the free throw line and popping shots that seem effortless, and he's able to knock it down. Steph Curry is still at the point guard position, does so many unique things, Kevin, playing without the basketball and setting screens away from the ball to open up teammates, which eventually gives him opportunities to shoot threes. So divergently different, those two, but two of my favorites to watch.
Clippers trail by 4. Chandler right side. To the inside, taken away by Holiday. Oh, and here comes Johnson all alone. Here's Davis, and it's blocked. And that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession. .104 left to play here in the first. LA's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Here is Mbamute. The shot, no good. And New Orleans will come the other way. Johnson, a wide open look. Off target from outside.
Man, that's a clean shot, too. You got to sink those. He must be disappointed that he blew that chance.
Here is Mbamute. That one drops for his second bucket. Mark him 2 for 4.
And that's what the pump fake's there for. Get your man off his feet and drive right around him.
And Holiday kicks to Davis. Back to Holiday. On the wing, Johnson, guarded by Green. And again, no good by New Orleans. Payton against Williams. Offside Chandler, taken away by Holiday. And there's the call on Chandler. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. And the first one drops.
He's only listed at 6'4", but Holiday plays bigger than that. That's the case on D more than anywhere else. He can guard 3 positions, and there's a lot of value in that.
For the 3, Chandler. Anthony Davis firing on all cylinders for the New Orleans Pelicans. His work on the glass was outstanding in that quarter. Great rebounding. And we'll be right back after this. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And what stands out to you from the Pelicans in this one?
Well, to me, the story of that first period was their rebounding.
Yeah, jumping out to a lead largely because they did the hard work on the glass. So you love the passion in the early part of this game that they're playing with.
Clippers trail by 4. And a moment now to reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. Taking a look at Los Angeles. We've got Thornwell. Garrett Temple is out there with Green. Then it's Wilson Chandler.
Well, an average three-point shooter, gotta like seeing Chandler connect from deep.
And on our sideline, our reporter David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Clippers are going in a new direction. Now, Coach Doc Rivers said, we had a shot. I don't think anybody understands how hard it is to win a title. Until you do that, you're going to be frustrated a lot and have to make tough decisions. Kevin?
Well, they're trying to make the right decisions to rebuild better than before, D.A. Thanks. Here's Davis after the basket by Los Angeles.
Now he's torching the D right now, hitting a high percentage of all the shots he's let fly.
And we've played through the first minute here in the second. To the middle. Here's Green. Fires the 3. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Davis has got rebound number 8 now on the night. Pull-up jumper. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Pass to Thornwell. Shamet. And the 3 ball is good.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Last season, Brent, the Pelicans took such a step forward as their role players really stepped up.
Well, how huge was AD and all the things he's capable of doing? Just a once-in-a-generation talent. Guys like Holiday, Moore, those guys played so great down the stretch when they got some more freedom after the Cousins injury. The Pelicans have had some issues with depth in the past, but seem to have put that behind them last year.
Outside Holiday, it's good from long range. Holiday's got 5 points so far.
Well, Drew Holiday right now has the pull-up, Jay, on lockdown. He's as efficient as it gets pulling up off the dribble.
Clippers moving the ball around. Anthony Davis grabs the miss. Davis has got 9 rebounds now tonight. And JaMychal Green picks up the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Darius Miller, he's checked in for New Orleans. Ian Clark comes in for Drew Holiday. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pelicans will retain possession. Here's a peek now at the 2K leaderboard. This year, these teams have made the most of their offensive rebounds. In 3rd, the Pelicans.
And just having a terrific year on the offensive glass, it's because everybody buys in. Not just the big men, but even the guards are getting in on the act.
Now here's Moore. 6 points for him. And there's the call on Chandler. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
Yeah, looking up at the scoreboard, guys, that's his 3rd foul, and his coach has to consider now sitting him down.
Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. No problems knocking that one down. Miller's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Outside Williams. Williams double teamed. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And so here is New Orleans. New Orleans gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. Here's Moore. That's his 4th basket of the game, and he's only taken 4 shots. Off to a good start.
Good touch on the inside from E'Twaun Moore. Never bashful about taking it right to the defense.
Now here is Robinson. No points in the game yet for him. Back to Green. To halt the run. It's good, and the New Orleans lead is cut down now to just 2 on the basket from Chandler.
Beautiful execution from him, building off a great first quarter, looking unstoppable here.
Moore against Robinson. Moore outside. Back to Davis. 6 on the shot clock. Over Robinson, and it's New Orleans scoring again.
Well, everything right now in sync for AD, and I think that stands for after Duncan.
Clippers trail by 4. Outside Williams. Davis against Green. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That one on Davis. So many teams switching the pick and roll, and we can see it defensively, what it does. How are offenses countering it?
I think the offense is what they're doing, Kevin, is being selective as to who it is comes out to set the pick. If I'm Steph Curry or I'm Kyrie Irving, and I know that there's a big defender guarding my 4-man or my 5-man, I'm going to call that screen up to the top of the key and make sure that I can go at the weaker defender that's guarding either one of my players to gain advantage.
Both free throws good from Green.
Well, Doc Rivers might have done his best coaching job last year. You think about how many G League guys came in and started games, and he even talked about it as being a season with a breath of fresh air, with all that newness and the things he had to teach and go back to the drawing board. So a heck of a year for them, and they might have found some gems.
Stolen by Robinson, and again the Clippers turn it over.
And checking out some stats for Peyton. How last month turned out for him. He's getting around 8 points a game, 7 assists, and 2 rebounds. And guys, no question, he's a guy with some talent. But honestly, even he'd like to see those numbers improve.
From all the whispers that we've heard, he's been working hard on his game. It just has not showed up yet in the box score.
For New Orleans, they've gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter. Over 60% shooting. And Doc raved about last season's roster. But, Brent, he admitted by the end of the Blake Griffin, Chris Paul era, he had it up to here with all the chemistry issues.
Well, he said that every playoff disappointment, Doc felt like the buy-in of the entirety of the team got narrower, as if they couldn't get it done because of what had happened the season before or 2 seasons before that. So a very hard group to coach, a very talented group to coach, but a lot of things lingered in that locker room, and if you're not on the same page, there's just no way to climb that mountaintop.
Shoot 2.
That one is off. Well, when you play against the Pelicans, Brent, you know you're going to be running.
Yep, track shoes on. Pelicans played at the highest pace last year in the league, and you can expect more of the same as long as Alvin Gentry is the coach. This is something he believes in, and he's got one of the best running centers in the league. The team generates a ton of easy looks and finishes because of the pace of play.
Here's Thornwell. Top of the key, Mbamute. Shot clock at 5. He nails it, and we're tied up. Mbamute has got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
Here's Diallo, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
You risk getting torched when somebody's open. Payton's skilled enough to find the open man.
Out left to the wing. Shamet. A miss that time. Would have put him up. And so Payton will bring it up for the New Orleans Pelicans. Following this one, they get to host the Mavericks. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home. On its way from Clark for 2. Another one falls for New Orleans.
And you can tell the defender not anticipating the step back. He was headed in the opposite direction.
Outside Robinson. Shamet, covered by Payton. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. 5 points in the game.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
The Pelicans have gone 7 for 10 here in the second quarter. They'd like to keep up that nice pace. Passes to Clark. Now here's Okafor. He's covered closely. Payton outside. And another 3 for New Orleans.
Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
Down low. Here's Zubac. Knocked loose. Okafor with the steal. Here's Clark. And a great assist by Miller as that one goes in. And it's a 7-point Pelican lead. Robinson with it. He's still scoreless so far in this one. And Mbamute the pass to Robinson. Back to Mbamute. Sinks the triple. And Mbamute has got 9. And first time out of the game called for New Orleans. It was a victory here for the home team last time these guys met.
And really brought an impressive physicality to that matchup, drawing a ton of fouls, and of course went on to win it.
No doubt that's what made the difference. The aggression they showed, attacking, drawing contact. It got them points at the line and made foul trouble a big concern on the other side.
Some changes for New Orleans. Stanley Johnson, he's checked in for Darius Miller. And it's Drew Holiday in for Ian Clark. And then for Los Angeles, Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for Zubac. And Wilson Chandler's subbed in for Robinson. Now here is Holiday. His last outing, 16 points for him. Okafor with the ball. Now guarded by Harrell. Count it, good. And the Pelicans lead by 6.
Guys, he can get this shot anytime he wants.
Now, you bet. With his height, not many defenders are going to challenge that mid-range jump shot. Yeah, his shooting has been on target here in the second frame after not being able to get anything going in the first.
Here's Johnson. Wilson Chandler making his last shot. Okafor kicks to Holiday. And a miss there on the triple.
And he's trying to shoot his way out of it. You know, they have the lead, but honestly, I think it might help if he'd be a little bit more selective tonight. And giving up some height, he just finds a way to carve out a little separation.
This is sort of the joust of the NBA where the aggressive player, more often than not, wins out.
So it's the Pelicans now after the Clippers pick up 2. And the shot falls short this time.
And usually that mid-range jumper finds the bottom of the net. The defense has to be more aggressive moving forward.
So they take the lead. 14 points for Wilson Chandler.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Now here's Payton. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Here's Okafor. Back to Johnson. Out to Payton. Shoots the 3. Rebound by the Clippers. And Bahamute, the pass to Thornwell. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession. And a brief moment now to see who's atop the NBA in team free throws. The Clippers in second.
You know, it's really a team-wide talent. You want to foul to stop layups, but against them, you're not saving much. They'll make you pay time and again.
The Pelicans trail. And Alfred Payton, over his 4 seasons, developing one of the most distinctive hairstyles in the league.
You know, and I remember seeing some footage where his hair seemed to block his vision on a shot attempt. For a player who had struggled shooting the ball, many question whether a trim might be in order. We'll see.
Now here's Johnson. Now the pass to Holiday. Pass to Okafor. 4 on the shot clock. The shot from the low post is good. Okafor's got his 3rd basket of the night. Guys, no one team gaining control early on.
Yeah, and you look at the lead changes, 6 already.
Jacks up a 3. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Diallo's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
Pelicans with the rebound. Diallo's got 6 rebounds in the game. The shot by Chandler wide open. And that one goes long. Outside Holiday. Kicks to Payton. Back to Holiday. From the line. Good work there as it goes. Holiday's got 7 points in the game.
Well, when your guards are willing to go in there to the hoop like Drew Holiday, it's a huge confidence boost for the rest of the team.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
And Kevin, he saw his guys just a little sluggish out there. Oftentimes a timeout like this allows you to kind of just reset.
New Orleans making some changes here. Davis is checked in for Okafor. Randle comes in for Diallo. And it's E'Twaun Moore checking in for Elfrid Payton. Clippers trail by 3. And 1:01 left in the first half. Here's Beverly. Got a piece of it. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Randle. So it's the Clippers now. Chandler finds Green. Floats one up.
Love that D from Davis. Rises up and swats that shot away.
And 2 for 1. That's what they'd like to get right now.
Working the clock is one element, but you also want to get as good a shot as you can.
New Orleans moving it around. Johnson, the pass to Davis. Here's Holiday. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
And we haven't seen them be quite as aggressive driving the basketball, settling far too much for jumpers.
And Stanley Johnson is going to pick up the foul. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
24 seconds left to play here in the 2nd quarter. On the wing, Williams, guarded by Holiday. Williams kicks to Mbaamute. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Williams. Williams has got his 3rd assist on the night. Outside Holiday. And no good. And the first half comes to a close in a tie game. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Alfred, how big is defense going to be in the second half to help you get this win?
It's going to be big. That's what it's going to come down to. Defense wins games.
It certainly does, Alfred. Thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the 3rd quarter after this break.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings, friends and neighbors. 1 half down, another half to go. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. A tremendous game we're seeing from Anthony Davis. He had 13 points, 9 rebounds, and 1 block. What did you think, Shaq, about New Orleans?
They were undisciplined, turning it over way too much. Poor ball handling, lazy passing. These guys have had to be counting their lucky stars that this game has not gotten away from them.
Kenny, what's your take on the Clippers?
I love the motion on offense. Guys are moving, the ball is moving. It's a very nice approach to the game, and one the defense absolutely could not keep up with.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go. Just go over there.
Welcome back to New Orleans, everyone. Glad to have you with us tonight as we take a peek at all the happenings just outside of Bourbon Street. We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. A fantastic game from Wilson Chandler in this one.
And how disruptive was he in that first half? I mean, creating havoc, causing turnovers, and really energizing his team.
So many times we talk about offensive players being in a great rhythm. Well, right now, defensively, he's in one. Great anticipation and reading those passing lanes.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game that's been so far. LA's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight, 5 of 12. Down low, it's Randall and Davis. Payton and Holiday are together in the backcourt, and it's Johnson in at the 3 spot. That's Alvin Gentry's 5 as we get into the second half. And that one is good from Zubac.
Yeah, starting the second half nicely there. Love those easy lay-ins to get things going.
Exactly. That's the kind of possession, ending with an easy one right at the bucket that you love to get early on. Builds confidence for the entire team.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, it seems every season new records are set for the number of three-pointers made and attempted. It's proven to be successful, and of course it is a copycat league. It's hard to know why it took so long for everyone to catch on, but now that they have, the effects continue to ripple throughout the league.
They sure have, David. Thank you. The first one falls.
And with everything that Anthony Davis does on offense, it's just mind-boggling. His scoring inside and out, the percentages, he does it all. He is undoubtedly one of the best big men in the league, and many would argue he is the best in the NBA.
And so Anthony Davis nails both of them. And with Anthony Davis, the stat lines, Greg, he can post on any given night are just absurd.
Really, Davis still strong defensively, but he really impacts every facet of the game. One of the rare players who can carry a team on both ends of the floor. There just aren't many great players that can lead a team to a championship, but I think Davis is of that mold.
Some solid defense from Gallinari.
Credit the defense, wisely avoiding fouling the shooter. Don't want to give up a personal there, but he made him attempt a difficult layup.
Johnson left side. With the teardrop, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That one on Gallinari. And he knocks down the first one. Brent, a major pivot for the Clippers last season, trading away the most important player in franchise history, Blake Griffin.
Well, the front office made mention of sustainability and production over cost, and felt like it was the right time for them to move on. The size of that max contract, the injury risk of Blake Griffin and what's happened and transpired the past couple of seasons convinced them that they might be able to clear that out of the way, get some flexibility, and rebuild the roster in the way that they wanted to moving forward. Yeah, couldn't have asked for a better start to the second half, minus that one miss. 3 of 4 now from the field right now in the second half.
Holiday finds Payton. Pass to Davis. Clock at 6. Makes it off the glass. Davis has got the game tied up here for the Pelicans.
And there's such great work from the athletic big man, Anthony Davis. Is so devastating on offense.
Back to Williams. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Here is Mbamute. The shot, no good. Randall with some nice D. The Pelicans have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. For the lead. That's good, and it's Johnson with the assist. And the Pelicans lead by 2.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
The Pelicans a much better team last year than they've been in the past. Still have some areas to address before maybe they become a home court advantage team or a top 4 seed. But the number one thing is they've got to get some more consistency in their outside game.
Some changes for New Orleans. Darius Miller comes in for Johnson. And Moore subbed in for Payton. And then for Los Angeles, Garrett Temple has checked in for Zubac. Chandler comes in for Gallinari. Robinson is subbed in for Gilgeous-Alexander. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Well, the 3 is king right now, and spacing can be a problem for the Pelicans.
Well, the team knows they only have a handful of dead-eye shooters. They were in the bottom third for threes taken last year. They play to their strengths, which is a good thing, but in order for them to take the next step, it's got to be some dynamic play from the perimeter.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. The Clippers last season really proving the value of the new 2-way contracts. G League players who could step up and play a lot of time with the parent club.
I mean, the Agua Caliente, that's the name of their G League squad, was huge last year as the Clippers pretty much became the lab rats for how these 2-way contracts were going to work, how you move players up and down between the rosters. And Doc found some real winners last year that came in and started a ton of games for Doc Rivers, and their contributions almost got them to the playoffs.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
And you could try to key in on him, but that's tough. They run plays that routinely give him makeable looks.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
And it's Williams with the ball for the Los Angeles Clippers. Trailing by 2. Out of bounds, Clippers ball as the Clippers keep possession.
Just active defensively here, being extremely disruptive.
Like the aggressiveness and a great effort just to get a hand on it.
Now here is Robinson to the paint. Here is Mbamute. Outside for Robinson.
Well, Moore is not giving any room on the defensive end for the guy he's guarding.
For New Orleans, they've gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter, 50% from the field. Davis gets a wide open look. Misses the 3. The Clippers shooting the ball around 43% from the floor so far in the third quarter. On defense, the Clippers. A 2-point game. Now Moore. He's got 8. Over Temple. That one off the back iron and out.
Pretty surprised he missed that shot. The defense was decent, but not really a factor.
Robinson misses. New Orleans has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. And it's Miller penetrating. The shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. Miller's got 5 now.
A good distribution from each one. Reliable at realizing when it is time to pass to the open man.
Now here's Williams. 12 points for him. And the shot goes in.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Holiday, the pass to Randall. Amute with the steal. And here is Williams. They count on his contributions, currently providing 16.5 points a game. Feeds to Temple. Robinson for 3. Robinson can't get that one to fall. For New Orleans, they've gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. Miller against Chandler. Here's Randall. Amute pulls it in. The Clippers trail. There's the feed to Temple. And it's all evened up. Temple's got his first 2 points of the night.
He's just so aggressive on that move. You have to come over fast and hard to stop him.
And the Pelicans shooting 47%, pretty solid. Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over.
Yeah, you can't make any excuses right now for them giving the ball up as much as they have in this one. Hopefully they can get on the same page during this timeout.
Okafor is checked in for the Pelicans. Sheck Diallo comes in for Randall.
And let's take a quick look now at some stats here for Holiday. How his last 10 games have gone. He's putting up about 17 points, 5 assists, and 2 rebounds. Just solid all-around performances we've been seeing from him, delivering night in and night out.
And I like it when stars do exactly that. It's not just about scoring 50 or 40 or 30. It's about making plays consistently.
Here's Moore. Green with the rebound. Green's got 8 rebounds in this game. Nobody near Williams. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. To the middle. That's good from Holiday on the assist from Moore. Moore's got his 3rd assist on the night. Clippers trail by 4. Passes it to Williams. He feeds it to Green. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. And it's Davis finishing it off.
That shot was all about Holiday and his ability to see the floor and the open man.
And that unleashed chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. Now here's Williams. He's got 12. He kicks it to Temple. Second shot opportunity. The shot, no good. Excellent D there from Okafor.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
Some changes for New Orleans. Johnson, he's checked in for Davis. And it's Payton in for Drew Holiday. Here's Payton. Here's Okafor. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Clippers trail by 6. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Shots good by Williams.
Man, the confidence that Sweet Lou is showing right now is tearing them up. Sweet Lou Williams came into the NBA straight out of high school. I don't think a lot of people remember that back in 2005. The former 45th pick has more than exceeded his selection spot over the course of his career. Last year winning the 6th Man of the Year award.
Los Angeles has gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Here's Thornwell. It's tipped. Payton outside. Diallo. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton. Diallo's got 8. And you look back on Lou Williams going in the second round, pretty surprising considering, Brent, he accomplished so much in high school just in the Atlanta area.
Yeah, the National High School Player of the Year, a state title, and he graduated as the second all-time leading scorer in the whole state of Georgia. He continues to fill it up in the pros. He's unstoppable at times.
To the inside. It's not going to go for him. Now New Orleans will take it the other way. And Moore kicks to Payton. Unloads from 13. They get it back. Diallo. That shot, no good.
Oh, and the D did not make that any easier. Can't fault the shooter for missing. That's a tough shot.
Outside, Green. Williams with the ball. He's got 14. 5 on the clock. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Okafor's got his 8th rebound here tonight.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
And here we go. Finished off the break. 7 points in the game.
And that's how you do it, guys. Ball pressure and then get some runouts.
Payton looking around. Johnson kicks to Okafor. Payton outside. Back to Okafor. Over Green. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. That's now 8 points for Jahlil Okafor. Clippers trail by 6. And there's the pass to Williams. Up and in on the layup. Williams has got 16.
Well, it's such a challenge trying to alter anything that Lou Williams does just because you're on your heels most of the time.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans.
Alvin Gentry, one of the best offensive minds and coaches in this league. Remember just in the recent past about his time in Phoenix and then in Golden State. Now as the head coach of the Pelicans, and he's done a great job just speeding up this team, pushing the ball, and trying to find ways to put up points.
So for the Pelicans, Julius Randle comes in for Shaq Diallo. And it's Anthony Davis in for E'Twaun Moore. Knocked away. It's stolen by Green. And here we go with Chandler running it up the court. Clippers moving the ball around. Robinson misses. And for the Pelicans, it took some time before they could implement Gentry's vision.
Well, now it's in place. It felt like a long time to get there, and he ended up making the playoffs and pushing it to the second round. And Alvin Gentry is a big reason why the Pelicans are one of the most exciting teams right now to watch in the NBA.
New Orleans making a switch here. Jackson's checked in.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Jackson against Williams. Pass to Mba'amute. It's stolen by Davis. The finish. And it's Davis finishing it off.
Just a stellar effort from Anthony Davis, sprinting down the floor, one of the fastest bigs in the league, and he gets rewarded.
Mba'amute dishes to Williams. At the elbow, Green. Six to shoot. Kicks it to Chandler. Los Angeles with another miss.
And this has been an outstanding display on the boards, and it's a big part of why they have a lead in this game, doing the dirty work down low. And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, on the defensive end, this is a joke. The lack of awareness is exactly why this team is so far behind.
Now here's Green. 6 points for him. Chandler finds Mba'amute. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. Julius Randle picks one up.
A good job by Wilson right there to recognize his teammate was open and just simply gave it up.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Solomon Hill comes in for Stanley Johnson. And Ian Clark subbed in for Jackson. Free throw no good for Mba'amute. New Orleans leading by 8. Here's Okafor. That shot off the mark. Excellent D there from Williams. Down low, here is Mbamute. Slides through for his 7th basket in 11 tries.
Oh, man, gotta love that pass there. Couldn't ask for a better one.
New Orleans has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Here's Clark. He's guarded by Williams. Here's Clark. He's got 6. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. Good if it goes. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's New Orleans with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They've set the tone. They love their tempo. They're going to be very tough to stop. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this was?
What an advantage if your off guard can make plays so valuable.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this 4th quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. Taking a look at Los Angeles. They've got Harrell. Robinson is out there with Williams. Then it's Garrett Temple. And it's Thornwell in at the 3. And so it's New Orleans with it. They've led by as much as 10. And Randall throws it down.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
He rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish. Williams kicks to Temple. Back to Williams. Shot clock at 6. Banked in off the glass.
Moving it around. 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Here's Holiday. One minute now into this 4th quarter. Pass to Davis. 6 on the shot clock. Inside. And Randall throws it down.
Now the big man, the brow, finding a teammate and does a great job of seeing somebody that's uncovered.
Clippers trail by 8. Now here's Williams. To the inside. Temple. The basket is good off the assist from Williams. Williams has got his 5th assist in this one. And here's Holiday, who will bring it up for New Orleans. And it's New Orleans scoring again.
6'10", quick off the floor. And Davis on the interior now doing damage.
Robinson against Holiday. Robinson passes to Williams. Here's the dish to Harrell. It's stolen by Randall. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. Ejuan Moore, he's checked in for the Pelicans. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Zubac is checked in for Temple. Alinari comes in for Sindarius Thornwell. Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for Robinson. And Gilgeous-Alexander is subbed in for Lou Williams.
Poor decision making there. No idea what he's going for with that kind of pass in that situation.
Pelicans leading by 8. They swipe it. Pass to Harrell. Shoots. And right through it goes.
Well, there's some confidence right now in Patrick Beverly's game. He's got the green light, and that time took a little bit of a quick opportunity and nailed it.
Now here is Holiday. They get a hand on it, and it goes out of bounds. That one's off Holiday. And this is what the schedule looks like for the Los Angeles Clippers. On Wednesday, they'll be matching up against Mike Conley and the Memphis Grizzlies. And then on Saturday, they'll be facing Hassan Whiteside and the Miami Heat.
And if I'm this team, I'm looking at this as a barometer to see how we stack up against some of the top teams in the league. They'll have to be at their best, but if they come out of this with some success, I think it'll build momentum for the rest of the run.
Love to see Gallo close to the rim. He really finishes nicely with that jam.
For New Orleans, they've gotten all 3 of their shots to drop here in the 4th quarter. They came out of the break on a roll. Payton the bounce pass. Holiday against Beverly. 6 to shoot. Davis, and it's Davis with the jam.
Whenever AD is floating around the basket like he was there, you know if he gets the ball, he's going to go for the jam.
New Orleans making a switch here. Diallo's checked in. Well, Greg, Anthony Davis with so much talent, it's easy to take Drew Holiday for granted.
I mean, I think Holiday is the catalyst in terms of this team's ability to create and really put pressure on an offense. It has improved his scoring and become a very efficient option at that guard spot. Has always been selective with his shots, but now is pressing a bit more to get involved, and more aggression from him, I think, has helped his production.
And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the 4th.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Beverly finds Zubac. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Back to Zubac. Down low. It's rebounded by New Orleans.
And that's just good offense. Surprised he blew that one, and the defense is too.
Molinari brings the double team from deep. And Drew Holiday, the bucket on the assist from Moore. Holiday's got the lead up to 10 now for New Orleans. Clippers have gone 5 of 6 from the field to start the 4th quarter on a roll. And Beverly kicks to Zubac. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one on Davis.
All the officials are all over that one.
And that one misses.
They're not doing themselves any favors with their free throw shooting this half.
He hits the second from the line. As the league's star power grows, we see more players taking on roles in entertainment, which is kind of interesting. Do you think that's a distraction at all?
Did you know that I was in a movie myself, Kevin?
Why do you think I'm bringing this up? You have firsthand knowledge of this stuff. Your fingerprints are all over this question.
Yeah, not a distraction. I mean, come on, it's an opportunity for guys to go.
It was fun, right? You loved your experience, didn't you?
I did love my experience. I did a couple commercials when I was in Los Angeles. It's a lot of fun.
And you were good.
You're amazing, Kevin. Thank you.
They won, and they won awards.
Thank you. The things did win awards.
I know.
You're very kind. It's not a distraction, though. These guys are kids. They want to do things. They want to do things musically. They want to be on stage. They want to be in movies. They want to do TV shows.
Too, right? Helps the league and notoriety and everything else.
Why not?
Now here is Davis. Danilo Gallinari unable to get his last shot to go. Shoots over Zubac. Misses off the right iron.
Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
Yeah, just too anxious to try and make something happen out there. This is about the team, not about you.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up.
Well, after some seasons that were a little tough on Drew Holiday, both on and off the floor, he certainly got back on track last year in a big way. Posted his best season and played in the most games since the All-Star year he had in Philly in 13. So the health is always a concern, but Drew Holiday stepped up and was massive in the playoffs last year for this Pelican ball club.
Now here's Beverly. Now Zubac. Gilgeous-Alexander, good.
He's been accurate tonight. I think the best way for them to succeed is to get him more shots. Sounds simple, but it comes down to execution.
New Orleans leading by 11. And Brent, last season, Holiday wasn't asked to do as much playmaking, and it seemed like it allowed him to focus on his scoring.
Well, I give Drew Holiday a ton of credit, Kevin. He went from being asked to work on off-guard skills to being shifted back to the point guard because of a Rondo injury, and then later in the season had to go back to all of the things he worked on in the offseason as an off-guard. And when he did that, he shined. So a heck of a season on the mental side of things for Drew Holiday last year.
Peyton, he's checked in for Drew Holiday.
Yeah, how about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
That's good from Harrell. Brent, Montrezl Harrell out of Louisville came into the league as an energy player, but he can score as we're seeing in bunches.
Well, I think with starters minutes, he might give you a few 20-point nights, but mostly his impact has been huge with energy and effort coming off the bench in constant motion around the rim, and a great finisher as well.
Here's Beverly following the basket by Anthony Davis. Zubac's with it, picked up by Davis to the inside. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Lays it up and banks it in. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 6 in the quarter.
Has he risen to the challenge down the stretch, or what? 3 or 4 here in the fourth.
Peyton outside. Stolen by Zubac. The pass to Beverly. To the middle and taken away by Johnson. Moore dishes to Davis. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Davis has got 34.
He keeps finding great shots out there, and the opportunities are turning up roses.
Pass to Gallinari. No good that time. Johnson with the defensive effort.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Beverly against Moore. He kicks it to Peyton. Just 5 on the clock. Inside, Davis. Rebound by Harrell. Clippers trail by 10. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Patrick Beverly grew up in the west side of Chicago. He said it was a pretty rough high school to go to, Brent.
John Marshall Metropolitan, and he was the head of a 1-2-2 full court press where he just racked up a bunch of steals. Can you imagine just not getting the ball ever over half court? That's because Patrick Beverly was up there playing defense.
Looking who's out there now for the Pelicans. Check Diallo. He's checked in for Johnson. Holiday comes in for Ejuan Moore. And Ian Clark subbed in for Peyton. Here's Clark. And he gets the bucket.
And giving up a lot of inches, he was still, though, determined to make the play.
Yeah, this is the time you can use that word, tenacity. Some guys wouldn't even try that shot, but he goes in there undeterred.
And the foul on Drew Holiday. That's his first foul. Some changes for New Orleans. Stanley Johnson, he's checked in for Diallo. Ejuan Moore comes in for Drew Holiday. And it's Elfrid Payton in for Ian Clark. Gallinari surveying the D. Plays it up and banks it in.
And after a scoreless first half, you're starting to see signs of life here in the second.
Here's Moore. Outside, Davis. Johnson kicks to Davis. Back to Johnson. 5 on the clock. Moore outside. Three-pointer. A shot off that time. So Los Angeles will take it the other way.
And it's still a close game. I mean, despite the fact that they've struggled to compete on the boards.
A platoon swap here for New Orleans. Pelicans leading by 8. Here's Clark. Diallo the pass to Holiday. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
And sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time he chose wisely.
Poke loose. And here we go. Beverly heading to the hoop. And the layup falls. And now it's just a 4-point New Orleans lead.
Beverly excellent at getting a bucket when the team needs it, stepping up that time.
Holiday with the 3. No good that time. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. Their offense has been great here.
Yeah, the ball movement has been terrific, and they've kept the defense off balance.
Well, it's the golden age of point guards, and Patrick Beverly trying to show that he belongs amongst them. Great awareness on that play.
Here's Holiday after the basket by Montrezl Harrell. And that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession. So both teams changing it up here. We've got 1:48 left in the fourth quarter. Now here is Davis. Zubac's defending. They recover it. Randall with the bucket. There's 1:38 left in the fourth. Clippers trail by 4. Kicks to Gallinari. Fades and shoots. And it's the Clippers scoring again.
And that's why these fans love their Gallo. His ability to step up and take huge shots is what makes him so valuable.
Here's Davis. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. First free throw is good, and that makes it a 3-point lead. A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Okafor is checked in for Stanley Johnson. Check Diallo comes in for Julius Randle. Drew Holiday, he's checked in for Ejuan Moore. And Ian Clark subbed in for Peyton. Green, he's checked in for the Clippers. Temple comes in for Wilson Chandler. Second one is good. Hitting both at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
A good guy to have on the free throw line when the score is close, and he takes care of business as usual.
Pass to Gallinari. There's a minute left in the fourth quarter. It's hauled in by Diallo.
And that's really just not heads-up basketball. Don't try a fadeaway when nobody's guarding you.
A baseline J. It falls for his 5th field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8.
That's an experienced decision by Holiday to fire that pass to the open man.
Passes it to Gallinari. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Okafor grabs the miss. It's stolen by Green.
Time working against them here.
Got to grab a quick score and a foul, and even then it might be too late.
There's 31 seconds left in the fourth quarter, and so they foul intentionally. Good on the first, and that puts them up by 5. A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Julius Randle's checked in for Diallo. Stanley Johnson comes in for Anthony Davis. Ejuan Moore, he's checked in for Drew Holiday. And it's Peyton in for Jahlil Okafor. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Thornwell's checked in. There's Gallinari with the 3. It's Clark with the rebound. And now we've got the intentional foul. He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though.
Well, we've seen indications of Peyton and his all-around game, but we just would want to see the evolution of the shot come along, just more consistent from the outside. That's the next step.
And the Clippers call time here. They're down by 6. 11 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What's your take, guys?
And they still got a little time to play with, so a 3 and a quick foul could make things interesting.
Definitely. Everything has to happen perfectly just to give them a chance.
And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Anthony Davis.
And guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
There's Gallinari with the three. Drains it from downtown.
Incredible shot by Gallo there. He lives for these moments.
And now an intentional foul. They need the ball back as soon as possible.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And a tough break as a second attempt at the line. No good. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. So it's a narrow victory for New Orleans, pulling it out for a double. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but in the end, everyone's satisfied.
I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and especially early on, but let's give this group a lot of credit for that stick-to-itiveness in terms of finishing out and executing that game plan.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. With Julius Randle, you guys were behind tonight and came back. And how big is it to know that you can come back?
Yeah, it was definitely important. You know, in the first half, we didn't come out right. And in the second half, we picked it up, played with a better pace, got some stops, and we built on it.
Well, a young team needs confident wins like tonight, Julius. Thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. See you later.